Okay, and the usual question is, do you accept recording this class for Raulio?
Yes.
Okay, good. No problem. Let's continue with what we were talking about. Let's share. What were we talking about in the previous class? Tell me.
The previous class we were talking about the special days, the
Okay,
holidays.
holidays. And okay, but we talked a little about marriage, weddings, weddings, engages, right? Remember that?
Yes.
Okay. Now, here we are on page, let me check it. Okay, here we are on page 47. You see, on page 47, in the previous class, we were here. Remember? Blowing the birthday
Yeah.
cake and, well, in special celebrations and how you use a comma in the middle, depending on if it is a main clause. If it is not the main clause, remember, when you use conjunction like when or after or, you know, then you have to use a comma here because the main clause is here, right? If you place the main clause at the beginning, in all these cases, you have before, when, or after. But if you take the first clause like this, they usually date each other at the beginning, and then you say before. I mean, a man and a woman usually date each other before they get married. You understand? You
Yes,
switch
the main
when you
clause, if you put the second clause in the first place, you have to put a comma. But if you put the main clause in the first place, you don't have to put a comma.
in the second. If you put the main clause in the second place, you do not. I mean, you have to use a comma. But if you place the main clause at the beginning, like this, a man and a
Mhm.
woman usually
The-
date each other. This is the main clause. A man and a woman usually date each other, and then there is no comma if you say before they get married, okay? Before they get married. And the same for this. When someone has a birthday, and you say when someone has a birthday, they blow the candles on the cake, okay? They blow I mean, a person blows the candles on the cake when he or she has a birthday, right? You reverse the order. You don't have to use the comma. Remember that? And the
okay,
same
so
happens for, uh-huh.
the main idea is the main idea. In the beginning, you don't have to put a comma, but if the main idea is is
In the second place,
after is the second place, you have to put a comma.
you see? Let me check it with this one. When a woman gets engaged, hmm, the man,
Mm-hmm.
the man gives a ring,
A ring.
huh? And
Yeah.
that's gives a ring. The man gives the ring to the lady, to the woman, is the main clause. Huh? If you place it here, there is a comma. When a woman gets engaged, the man is her girlfriend, her boyfriend gives her a ring. Okay. Okay. You can reverse the order and you say the man gives a gift, gives a ring to the woman when she gets engaged. Okay, when she gets engaged. Okay, if you place it here, it's not necessary to place a comma. If you have this at the beginning, you have to place a comma here. Okay, so this happens with when, with after, with before. Okay, as secondary clauses, secondary clauses. Okay, here you are. Some cases that we have already mentioned, when to use after, when to use before, you see? And you had four clauses, okay? Before the wedding reception ends, the correct answer for this was, what was the one? Before the wedding reception ends.
In the newly married couples after leave on their honeymoon before the wedding reception ends. When they go on their honeymoon,
Newly married couples often leave on their honeymoon, right?
before the wedding reception ends.
Before the wedding reception ends.
But
And go
we
away.
did this the last class.
Okay, we did it. That's it.
Yeah.
So let's continue with the next page, which is today. What date is today? Tell me, what date is today?
July 22nd.
July 22nd. Remember that the dates are mentioned in ordinal form, ordinal form. You say second, you don't say 22, but 22nd, okay? And this is important, you keep it in your brain, okay? Keep it in your brain. So let me rub it out. And could you please read the instructions here? Could you read the instruction here for number 7?
Write 3 paragraphs about marriage customs in your country. In the first paragraph, write about what happens before the wedding. In the second paragraph, write about the wedding ceremony. In the final paragraph, write about what happens after the wedding.
Okay, we say final. In the final paragraph. Okay. So you imagine, you didn't write anything. Did you write something?
No.
No. Okay. You have it in your brain. Invent a paragraph, a short paragraph, 3 sentences only, if you want, about what happens before the wedding. Before the wedding, what happens? Can you please explain a short paragraph, 3 or 4 sentences? What happens before the marriage? The marriage. What happens? What are the customs? What are the customs? You know, what is a usual custom there in Venezuela?
In before the wedding, the girlfriend and the boyfriend usually dress and have dressed
Sorry?
before the wedding. Usually the boyfriend and the girlfriend dress. The
Get
girlfriend
dressed.
puts a dress.
Get,
Yes, get dressed.
get dressed.
Dressed.
Get dressed.
The woman usually puts a dress, and the man usually puts a smoking.
Okay, you see, the woman usually wears a white formal dress, a white dress.
White dress.
Okay. Okay. And the man usually wears a smoking. Okay, a smoking. Okay. Now, can you please continue reading or tell me? Can you please tell me your ideas about what happens during the ceremony?
During the ceremony, in the ceremony, the people introduce into, how to say, iglesia.
Church. C-H-U-R-C-H, church.
Church.
C-H-U-R-C-H, church. People enter
Church.
the church, okay? Or
Yes.
people follow the father of the, who enters first? The man
Uh,
or the woman? I really don't
the
know. I
man.
don't remember. The man. The man.
Yeah.
Who is with the man? Who is with the man? Uh,
The
who is
man have to stay up in the middle of the church waiting for the woman. And
waiting
after
for
the
the
woman,
middle?
for the what?
Waiting for the girlfriend. For the, in this case, it would be the fiancé. Fiancé is a girl who has become almost the wife, okay? The fiancé is when they are engaged. They are engaged. The fiancé is it's a French word. It's a French word. The fiancé is okay. Let me write it down. Let me write it down. Fiancé, fiancé. People say fiancé, and this is a usual um, fiancé or fiancé. It's a usual word which exists in France. In France, it's French, but people pronounce fiancé or fiancé, fiancé. Let me check it out. I'm gonna stop sharing this. Gonna stop sharing this, and I'm going to search for. Let me check it. Let me check it, please. Google Translate. Let's say fiancé. Fiancé. This would be like this. Okay. I want you to observe this. Let me check it out. Share the screen right here. You see this word?
Fiance. Fiance.
Okay, it's a girlfriend, but when the girlfriend is before getting married and after being a girlfriend, it is not really a girlfriend. It is called fiance. Okay, you
Okay.
understand?
Mm-hmm.
After that, or you can say the groom, or the bride. In this case, is a bridegroom, bridegroom. The bridegroom would be the man,
Bridegroom.
bridegroom. But the lady is the bride. The lady is the bride. You see, right?
Yeah.
Bride, when they are at the moment of the ceremony. At the moment of the ceremony, it's called the bride. The bride and the bridegroom, right, would be, let me take it. Okay, this one here. You see this? This is
Yeah.
novio, okay? The novio and novio, okay? So you say bridegroom or groom, or simply
But
groom.
you also can say boyfriend and girlfriend, no?
Yeah, the regular term is boyfriend and girlfriend before they're engaged, before they engage. At the moment of the ceremony, they are called the bride and the groom, bride and the groom. But the fiancé would be in terms. Since the moment the man gives the ring to the woman, it's a fiancé. Okay, the woman is a fiancé. Okay, fiancé. I
Mm-hmm.
don't know. There are three different expressions. Girlfriend, well, before the engagement, huh? Then the fiancé would be when they promise that they're going to get married. At the moment of the ceremony, they are called the groom and the bride. The groom and the bride, okay? At the moment of the ceremony, when not only for the day they are going to have the wedding. You understand this? Nicole,
Yeah,
¿tú lograste escuchar esto?
Bride,
sí.
bride,
O esto, ¿eh? Okay? Bride or bridegroom. You see? The bridegroom, el novio or groom. También se le llama groom.
The boyfriend and the girlfriend are called
groom,
fiancé.
The girlfriend and the boyfriend are called fiancé. But there is a difference in the accent. The pronunciation is similar, but there is an accent. If you call fiancé, in this term, you have no accent here. But if you add an accent, some people add an accent like this. You see? Look at this. I don't know how to place an accent here, but there is an accent here. Yo no sé cómo colocar el acento acá, pero esta primera E, para decírtelo de una vez, hace cambiar el sentido de la palabra. Cuando le agrega, no sé si tú estás viendo estas dos palabras acá. A ver,
Sí. Ujú.
fíjate que una tiene acento, la otra no. ¿Ya?
If you click,
If I click in here, no aparece, si cuando lo cliqueo, no aparece con el acento. Pero yo lo vi cuando a mí me lo dieron en la universidad. Yo lo vi aquí. Y no sé si será que mi internet está fallando y no me da. Pero me parece muy raro. Que no da. Pero lo cierto es que fiancé es desde el momento en que ya usa el anillo, que se ha comprometido antes del matrimonio, ¿ya? Ya eso es el compromiso, ¿ya? Y se llama fiancé al novio o a la novia, fiancé, los comprometidos. Cuando ya pasa el matrimonio, ya son marido y mujer, se llama bride o bridegroom, o groom, simplemente los americanos dicen groom para el novio y bride para la novia, ¿ya? Yo no sé por qué mi internet hoy está fallando en el traductor. Fíjate que lo que aparece aquí, un absurdo, ¿no? Pero bueno, vamos a seguir adelante porque no hay cómo corregir esta falla. Okay, let's complete this. Okay, what happens after the wedding? Where do they go?
after the wedding, they go to a party, and
They go
after
to-
the party, they go to their honeymoon.
The honeymoon could be in a hotel, far away from that city, right? Or it could be in the proper city or nearby the city. It depends on the conditions of a couple. Depende de las
Yes.
condiciones de la pareja. Hay parejas que no se van muy lejos de la ciudad, pero hay parejas que vuelan bien lejos, se van hasta Europa. There are couples that used to travel abroad, okay? But there were couples. Nowadays, it's really difficult to be traveling because of the pandemic system we have. Because of COVID-19, people are not traveling so much. So let me close this. And observe, we have made a description about what the wedding, what the ceremony is before, during the ceremony, or after the ceremony. It depends on the traditions of different countries. You can have different customs in Japan than in Morocco, which is in front of, I mean, it's an Arabic country. or in Scotland, in the United Kingdom, or in India. Okay, check it out. What do you complete in here according to the tradition of the country or according to what you see here? Choose the correct word or phrase. Celebrations, flowers, or birthday. Can you read it? What do you select here?
Wedding celebrations are often held in a restaurant, hotel.
Okay, so celebrations for the first one, right? Wedding
Yeah.
celebrations are often held in a restaurant or a hotel. Okay, or a hotel. What do you say about the
What is held?
sorry?
What is held?
Held. Okay, when okay, the action of how would you say the place where the wedding party is the hotel or a restaurant. I mean, it's held is, let me check another word which is different. Established. They planned having the ceremony. After the ceremony, they planned the party. Huh? They hold. Hold means hold. H-O-L-D means to be celebrated. If you say are often celebrated in a restaurant, are often done. You say done of the verb to do. If you say are done, do you understand done? Don't you understand done?
Done.
Okay. When you say the verb to do,
Mm-hmm.
the verb, you know the verb to do, right? You can say the party is on
It's like the
in
party
a hotel. Celebrate it is done in a hotel or in a restaurant or in a restaurant or it is done. It is done. It is done. You understand done?
mm-hmm.
Celebrated is established is realized. No, realized. It's not the word.
It's like it could be.
Could be. We say could be. The party could be in a hotel. The party could be in a restaurant. The party could be celebrated, could be done. Okay, in this case, how would you say that in Spanish? How would you say that in Spanish?
¿Qué cosa?
This, a menudo la celebración se da, la celebración del matrimonio en sí, la fiesta se da, es hecha. ¿Dónde se hace? ¿Dónde se lleva a cabo? Es carried out. Okay, carried out. There is another one. Okay, carried, you understand carried out? Carried
And often are like
out.
after, or often is like usually.
Usually, it's like usually. Very often, very
Often,
usually.
okay, often. Wedding
Frequently.
celebrations are often.
Often
Okay,
is
okay,
very frequently. Very frequently.
okay, okay.
It's run. It's run. It's carried out. It's carried out in a restaurant. Okay. When you say that, you say carried out. Okay, the celebration is carried out or is served. in a restaurant. When I say carried out, it means llevada a cabo, se realiza, se, que no hay qué palabra, qué otra palabra puedo decirle. Carried out es eso, realizar, llevar a cabo. Okay?
Okay.
That's it. Now, let's observe the second one. What do you say? Children's Day.
Children's Day is a day when people in many countries honor their children.
That's okay. Honor their children. Over here, see? They honor their children. Okay, continue with the next one. What do you say about the next one?
I can see the next one
Okay,
because you have.
sorry. Yeah, okay.
Okay. Fall is the tradition when people in US
What
celebrate
is fall?
Thanksgiving.
What is fall? What is fall? Fall is
Fall,
like, say, autumn. Autumn. What is autumn? What is fall?
but okay, like fall is not like
Autumn is the same as
thing that.
fall. Winter, spring, summer, or fall. Winter, spring, summer, or autumn. Autumn or summer.
Oh, okay. Is the
Fall.
fall
Fall,
is season? Is the
autumn.
season when people
Is the
in the US
season. That's
when
good.
in the US celebrate Thanksgiving? I think.
Okay. Is a season when people in the United States celebrate Thanksgiving. It's autumn or fall. Autumn. Oh God. Let me check it out. Fall. You see this? I cannot do this.
Yeah.
Okay. I said fall is the season when people in the USA celebrate Thanksgiving. Okay? It's the season. Fall is the same as autumn. Autumn is one of the four seasons of the year, right? Winter, spring, summer, and fall. Fall is the last, well, previous to winter, right? It's in September, when the leaves of the trees fall down, when the leaves of the trees fall down on the floor, on the ground. Okay, what do you say about the last one? The last one. In
In
Indonesia,
Indonesia, in Indonesia or Nyepi Day, Balinese people
Balinese people,
observe.
observe. Observe is like when we say in Spanish, guardar. Guardar. Observe not with your eyes, but you observe means that you decide not to say a word. You decide not to smoke. You decide not to eat. Huh? You observe. For example, in Easter time, in Easter, we observe not eating meat, but we eat fish. You understand? We observe. Observe means you obey. Obey your decision. You take a decision and you obey it. You observe. It doesn't mean that you are going to look. No, you are going to obey your decision. You have made a promise not to talk, not to say a word, to be in silence, to a day of silence. Observe a day of silence, to begin the new year. Let me check, because it is very difficult to find out what the word observe means in this situation. I want you to translate it to Spanish, all number 4, so that you can understand. In Indonesia, on Nipi Day, Balinese people observe a day of silence to begin the new year. ¿Cómo traducirías tú eso? Que se notó, pero lo más difícil de todo.
But en Indonesia, en el Nepi Day, en el día de Nepi, no sé, los Balinese, me imagino que son los indoneses.
Esa población de Indonesia son los balinís. Balinís es el gentilicio. Es como decir los valencianos. Es como decir los caraqueños. ¿eh? Porque Bali es una ciudad, Bali es un pueblo. La gente de Bali es la ciudad, el pueblo. ¿ok? Los que pertenecen a Bali, ¿qué es lo que hacen?
Dejan un día, se aguardan un día de silencio antes del nuevo año.
Sí, es correcto. Esta palabra observe no tiene sentido para si lo traduces por la palabra observe por sí misma, no tiene sentido. Por eso tengo que decírtelo en castellano, aunque yo creo que tú lo comprendiste cuando dijiste guardan. Cuando yo te dije en inglés, we do not eat meat. We do not eat meat. In Easter time, in Easter, we eat fish. ¿Qué te estoy diciendo allí? We observe a decision of not eating fish, not eating meat or pork. ¿Qué estamos diciendo ahí en castellano?
Que cuando es Pascua, nosotros no comemos carne, sino que comemos pescado.
¿Cómo se llama eso? Es un día de guardar. Una decisión que has tomado tú cristianamente, religiosamente. Es una tradición. Es a tradition. So, you observe. Observe no guarda sentido. Siempre en este libro dejan de último la expresión más difícil. Y esto es lo más difícil de entender. Igual que esta otra, fall. Fall es lo mismo que autumn. Autumn or fall. Por eso te estoy explicando, porque de verdad esto no tiene ni pie ni cabeza. Creo que tú no habías interpretado bien la palabra fall. Y por eso te lo digo. En otoño, el otoño es una estación. Es la estación cuando la gente de Estados Unidos celebra el Día de Acción de Gracias. Y en Indonesia, en ese día de Nyepi, los balineses, los de Bali, los pobladores, los ciudadanos de la ciudad de Bali, la gente de Bali, guarda un día de silencio. Imagina, y nadie habla. Antes del año nuevo, el día completo, el día 31 de diciembre. Y es el día de año nuevo, porque creo que en Bali, creo que tienen hasta otro calendario, no sé. Los chinos, los japoneses, no sé, guardan algo así como que raro, ¿no? Traditions are different according to the place where you go. Time to celebrate. Okay, we have already finished this. Let's go to the next one. This is the end of the unit. Let's observe this. Let's observe en otro sentido de notar, fijarnos, darnos cuenta. Okay.
Yeah.
Can you please read number 9? Read number 9, the instructions of the exercise number 9.
Rewrite this sentence. Find another way to say each sentence using the words given. Everyone
Okay, wait a minute. When you pronounce sentence is singular. When you pronounce sentences is plural. Try pronouncing is. The same that happens when you say pez, peces, lápiz, lápices. You see? Well, it's the same in English. If you say box, boxes, you say what, watches. You have to add es, and the es is pronounced like is. You say sentences. Okay, find another way to say each sentence using the words given. Can you please read number 1? Read it.
Everyone in the family comes to my parents' home on Thanksgiving, get together. Everyone in my family gets together at my parents' home on Thanksgiving.
Okay, can you use New Year's Eve and when rewriting this idea?
Yes. In the new
On New Year's Eve.
on on New Year's Eve
On,
when is
no, sorry. On is not going to be done. But you say New Year's Eve, huh? New Year's Eve, okay? Is. New Year's Eve is.
New
Okay,
Year's
continue.
Eve is a season when many people
No,
have parties.
New Year's Eve is not the season. New Year's Eve is only one night. It's the night.
Okay,
New Year's
New
Eve is
Year's
the night.
Eve is a day when many people have parties. When
It's
many people have parties.
only the night is the night. New Year's Eve is the night. Huh? When many people have parties, parties, okay? New Year's Eve is the night or a night when many people have parties. Pay attention to this, it's here, you see? Everybody, okay, no, that's this one. New Year's Eve is a night when many people have parties, you see? Okay?
Yes.
Okay, continue with the next one. Okay, you have it here. New Year's Eve is the night when many people have parties, okay? Continue with the next one.
Okay. At the end of the year, Japanese people give and receive osebio presents to show their appreciation for the people in their lives.
Now,
At the
what do you say?
At the end of the year, people exchange and give obsequio presents to show their appreciation for the people in their life.
If you say exchange, it's not necessary to mention receive, because when you exchange, you give and you receive. So exchange replaces give and receive. You understand? At the end of the year, Japanese people exchange, and you replace this, right? Osibo's presents, Osibo presents to show their appreciation for people in their lives, okay? Now, let's observe this. At the end of the year, Japanese people exchange Osibo presents. You see that it is not necessary to mention give and receive, but exchange, exchange itself changes, okay? The idea like give and receive, okay? Osibo's presence to show their appreciation for the people in their lives, okay? Right? Now, let's
Yes.
continue with the number four.
Okay. June is the month when many Brazilians celebrate the Festa Joana.
Junina.
Okay. In Junina. In June. Okay.
Okay. What do you say?
Many Brazilians celebrate the Fiesta Junina in June.
That's it. Many Brazilians celebrate the Fiesta Junina in June. Many Brazilians celebrate the Fiesta Junina in June. It's not necessary to mention June is the month when, right? If you are going to use the preposition here, it is not necessary. Many Brazilians celebrate the Festa Junina in June. Okay, what do you say on the last one? The last one is usually the most difficult one. You're gonna replace instead of occur. What do you say?
I don't know what is occur.
Occur happens. happens, occur, or when you obey the instructions of your brain, right? You obey the instructions of the traditions or of the religions or of the, well, the customs, okay? So read the sentence and you will understand. Read the sentence.
In Sweden, people observe Midsummer's Day around June 21st.
Okay, which is the verb? This is a verb. Occur is like happens. Happens, occurs. You understand? Which is the verb that is going to be substituted by occur? Which is the verb?
Happens.
Verb happens. But there is a verb. What is the verb of a sentence? It's observe. Observe.
In Sweden, people, I don't know what is the significance of occur?
The meaning of occurs is ocurre, sucede, acontece, pasa.
Okay.
Is occur.
Okay.
What do you say? In Sweden?
In Sweden, people occur Midsummer's Day around June 21st.
People occur? Sure? Are you sure? Let me check it out. Okay. Midsummer's Day occurs because Midsummer's Day happens, occurs. You understand? Midsummer's Day is the subject of a sentence, not the people. People go in the second term. This is why the last one is really difficult. In Sweden, Midsummer's Day occurs around June 21st. Okay? It's not people occur, no, but Midsummer Days occur, okay? Occurs around June 21st, okay? Sería como decir en castellano, en Suecia, porque esto no es Suiza, esto es Suecia, Suecia, otro país. El día de ¿cómo que es el inicio de eso que llaman solsticio de verano? Solsticio de verano. Es el inicio de verano, ¿no? ¿Cuándo se da el inicio del verano?
I
El
don't know.
21 el 21
station.
de junio. 21 de junio ocurre para Suecia. El 21 de junio ya se da el solsticio de verano. ¿Ya? Ya están cayendo en el verano el día 21 de junio. ¿Ya? Ocurre, sucede, se da, ¿ya? El cambio de estación entre lo que es primavera y verano. Primavera duró hasta el 20 de junio. El 21 de junio ya viene a ser, sucede, viene el cambio de la primavera al verano. Lo que es junio, agosto y junio, hasta junio y hasta el 20 de septiembre. Desde junio, desde el 21 de junio. Julio, agosto, y luego en septiembre ya viene lo que es el otoño. Pero usted está hablando de una tradición en sueca, pues una traducción suiza. En Suecia, una traducción sueca. ¿Eh? Es algo así que se conmemora el día del solsticio de verano. ¿Ya? El primer día del verano. ¿Ya? En Sweden, en Suecia. En Sweden, Midsummer's Day occurs around June 21st. Esto uno no lo entiende porque uno en Venezuela, por ejemplo, no tiene más que 2 estaciones y no ve la diferenciación entre un cambio de una estación a otra. Pero si usted va a un país nórdico, países que están más hacia el polo, se nota claramente el cambio de lo que es desde invierno a primavera. Es el 21 de marzo, el 20 de marzo ya es primavera. ¿Ya? Y hay un cambio porque el sol brilla más, ¿entiendes? Ya la nieve definitivamente se fue, es en marzo. Lo mismo que te estoy diciendo de marzo se cumple para el mes de junio, cuando comienza el verano. Okay, so we don't understand this
Okay.
in Venezuela, but there is a change of a season exactly on the date, and the date is June 21st. Okay, and this is a special celebration. Okay, in Sweden, which is called the Midsummer's Day. Midsummer's Day. Bueno, tendrá su inicio del verano. Y así lo celebran. ¿Ok? La celebración. Ok, siempre dejan de último la que uno, fuera de la cultura, uno no entiende estas cosas. ¿Quién entiende? Okay, imagine you are, number 10, imagine you are in a foreign country, like me. And someone has invited you to a New Year's Eve party. New Year's Eve party. Ask questions about the party using the words in the box or your own ideas. Observe, here you have a box. The words are clothes. Repeat them after me, please. Clothes.
Close.
Fireworks.
Fireworks.
Midnight.
Midnight.
Present.
Present.
Sing and dance.
Sing and dance.
Special food.
Special food.
Okay, you see that the traditions in different countries different. So you have to ask people what you should do. What do you have to do on this special occasion, which is the New Year's Eve? New Year's Eve. So you're going to ask questions about the party. First you say, should I bring New Year's presents? A New Year's present? What do you say about clothes? What do you say? Include the same.
Should I bring
No,
new,
where?
no.
Where?
So I
Should I
wear
wear?
new clothes.
Should I wear new clothes? My wife would say, yeah, and especially underwear, new clothes. They have to be yellow, you know? My wife would say that there is a special tradition in Venezuela that you have to wear the underwear, yellow underwear. ¿No habías escuchado eso?
Yes, I heard, and for the colors, you can put a red or yellow or different colors, and they have different significates and
different meanings. For example,
meanings.
if you wear a yellow underwear, you know, yellow panties, it means that you're going to have a lot of money for the next year. I don't know, because yellow sounds like golden, you know, like gold. So I guess
Okay.
that's okay. So should I wear yellow panties for New Year's Eve? Huh? Should I wear yellow panties for New Year's Eve? Okay.
Yeah.
Now, what do you say about fireworks?
Should
I?
should I buy a fireworks for New Year's Eve?
Should I buy? Should I buy fireworks for New Year's Eve? Okay. Somebody would say, should I shot fireworks? Shot is like boom, boom. You understand? Shot fireworks.
Yeah.
Should I throw fireworks for New Year's Eve? Throw away. Throw on the sky. Okay. Or you say fireworks. Okay. What about midnight?
Midnight. Should I have to stay up in the midnight.
Grapes. Swallow grapes. Should I swallow grapes? Don't you remember swallowing grapes? Should I swallow 12 grapes? You understand? 12 grapes at midnight. Repeat it after me. Should I swallow
Should I swallow grapes
12,
at the midnight?
12 grapes? 12 grapes at midnight? Okay,
At
I'm going to,
midnight.
okay, pay attention to this. I'm going to write it down here. Should I swallow? Swallow means that you eat. You don't go. You don't chew it. You don't chew the grape, but you just swallow. You swallow. Huh? You don't taste it. You don't taste them. Swallow 12, you understand 12 grapes at midnight. Do you understand this? You ask, the tradition is, should I swallow 12 grapes at midnight? This is a tradition in Venezuela. I don't know if this tradition is the same in other countries, but I knew that because my wife is used to doing it. Okay, what do you say? What do you say about the singing and dancing? Sing and dance. What do you say?
Should
Should I-
I have to swing and dance in the party of New Year's Eve?
Okay, should I sing and dance at the party on New Year's Eve? Should I sing and dance? Or you say, do I have to dance? Do I have to dance and sing at the party on New Year's Eve? What about the special food? Come on. What do you say?
And should I eat special food?
Prepare. Should I prepare? Prepare. You understand? Should I prepare? Should I cook any special food on New Year's Eve? Should I cook any special dish on New Year's Eve? It's a possibility. It depends on you. For example, my wife is used to preparing potato and carrot salad with chicken. Then this is usual because I am the one who cuts the potatoes and the carrots. And it has green peas, you know, green peas, mayonnaise, green peas, potatoes, carrots, some onion, cut in pieces, onion, and a little bit of apples, green apples, cut in pieces, because the green apples are sour green apple, and sweet, sour and sweet. Vamos a ver qué te he dicho. Vamos a ver si captaste la receta de mi esposa. Dímela.
Dijo que usted picaba la cebolla, picaba también las carrots, o sea, las zanahorias, las papas, y que también picaba green apple, o sea, manzana verde, porque eso le da como más sabor.
La manzana verde picadita es más ácida y más dulce, ácida dulce. Es diferente a la manzana roja. Esa es la que más vale en la ensalada de... ¿La ensalada de qué? ¿Es pura papa, zanahoria y cebolla? No. ¿Tiene algo más? ¿Qué tiene?
Tiene chicken.
Chicken. ¿Qué chicken?
Pollo.
Pollito. Tiene pollo. Pechuguita de pollo. ¿Y qué más?
Sí.
And there is an additional touch, which is mustard. A little bit of mustard and sugar. a little bit of mustard and sugar, and probably raisins if you want, raisins. Vamos a ver, ¿qué te he dicho adicionalmente como término de ingredientes de la receta?
Le puedes agregar un poquito de azúcar y de mostaza.
Mostaza, un poquito de, además de la mayonesa, ¿no? Un poquito, no es que
Ujú.
mucho. Un poquitico de mostaza, un poquitico hasta de azúcar and raisins. You know what raisins are? Raisins. Raisins.
Raisins and raisins, no.
Some people add raisins to that salad. Algunas personas le agregan, ¿saben qué? Pasita a esa ensalada. Unas poquitas pasitas.
Oh,
Son como
pues,
para un adornito o ingrediente adicional. Pero esa es la tradicional que llaman como una ensalada de pollo con zanahoria y papa. Okay, so this is a traditional special food for New Year's Eve in my home, at home, okay, in my house or in my apartment. If I'm living in an apartment, in my case, my apartment is in Caracas, Venezuela, but I live here in a house. Okay, you understand the traditions change according to the country, according to the places where you are. Y lo que quiero que me escuche suelte la lengua, ¿eh? Porque no importa cuántas veces te equivoques, Nicole, te corrijo y llega el momento en que eso entra, poco a poco. ¿Eh? Hay que ser paciente para aprender un idioma. You have to be patient in order to learn the language. And it is sometimes difficult, as you can see. There are things which are easy, but sometimes it is difficult. You know why? Because there are certain words like this that you said over here, observe, you see, remember? Observe, which is guardar o celebrar, conmemorar, pero de una manera especial. ¿Mm? Guardar
ujú.
okay, guardar en algo así que respetar una tradición, ¿eh? Porque hay una festividad, se respeta. Es guardar. Si se refiere al silencio, eso es guardar silencio. Si se refiere a la ayuna o abstinencia, significa que no comes pescado, no comes sino pescado, pero no comes carne, o comes poco, o como hace como los hebreos. Los hebreos inclusive pasan una tradición de no comer nada, creo, durante 3 días, algo así, en lo que llaman
Uy, quieto.
ay, no sé, como que pasan 3 días nada más que tomando agua. ¿Sí? El Yom Kippur, creo que se llama el día. Yom Kippur, los hebreos. Yom Kippur, no sé cuándo es que lo celebran,
Oh,
pero es
wow.
verdad. Que Yom Kippur, creo que es. Bueno, okay, so we have already finished this unit number 8, and we are going to continue on unit number 9, but not with this. We are going to continue unit number 9 by playing the video resource book. This is the workbook, and here you are, the student's book. But I always try to start the lesson with a video resource book because I consider it is more graphic, more graphic. I mean, it is like more interesting according to what you can see, the pictures or the video that you are playing. What are we talking about unit number 9? Tell me. No, you just look at the photograph.
And of a car
Cars,
for cars, for a bikes, a bus, a skates. I think that we talk about of the airplanes, of the submarines. I don't know for the means of you transporting.
means of transportation.
And
Means of transportation. When you say
me,
means is the same word that you use, means. Means. Means of, you understand means of transportation. Means of transportation. Means has different meanings. That's the problem. Means, how would you translate this into Spanish? Means of transportation.
Medios de transporte.
That's okay. And means es significar también. ¿Sabes? Entonces es medio y es significado. Entonces eso es lo que le parte a uno el cerebro con esto de la diferencia. It's, the beginning is a little bit difficult, but you're gonna get it. Okay, let me delete the notes here. Let me delete these notes here. Means of transportation. So we are talking about the means of transportation, advantages and disadvantages of the means of transportation, right? What are the advantages of one and the other? And what are the consequences of using a means of transportation? Consequences, causes and effects, and preferences of different means of transportation. Can you read the title of unit number 9 here?
Yes. Car, bike, or bus.
Car, bike, or bus? Did you observe? You have already told me, yeah, you see the means of transportation. A bike, a car, probably a bus. You see the, huh? Or there is no bus here, and you saw the bus on the other page. Okay, culture. Review this. I want you to read this. Could you please read it? Okay, and pay attention to the questions that are going to be asked after reading. People ride bicycles in your country? Do people ride bicycles in Venezuela? How about
No.
25 years ago?
Yes. The people
Well,
ride bikes.
they ride bikes now, but not as many as they ride bikes here in Mexico or in Poland. If you go to Poland or to India or China, there are more people who ride bikes, right? In India, in China, and in Poland are 3 countries, India, China, and Poland, 3 countries where people used to ride more bikes than here in Mexico, or more bikes than in Venezuela, of course. But observe, how do people travel now? 25 years ago and now.
Usually in a car.
Most of people travel by car, or another means of transportation would be
Bus.
the bus, and the other one would be the subway.
Airplane.
That's the airplane. Well, if you have money, depending if you have money or not, okay? Do most of people own a car? People do not own a car. Most of people don't own a car, right? So what do they have to take a bus, or they have to ride on a train, take the taxi, take a taxi, or take a train, take a subway train, you understand? Or how about bicycles? Bicycles, because it is really difficult for them to buy a car or to pay for a taxi or to pay for the bus. So you have to observe this, okay? Now, let's read. If there is any particular word that you don't understand in here, you please ask me. Can you please start reading? Okay,
Yeah.
let me check it. Let me check
The first, okay.
this here.
The first bicycle, similar to a bicycle, was built in 1619 in France. France? How I say?
France. Okay, repeat it after me, please. Repeat it. Vehicle. 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 Repeat. 1690. 1690.
1680.
France. France. France.
France.
France.
France.
Okay. Vehicle. Repeat. Vehicle.
Vehicle.
1690s. 1690. Okay.
16,
France.
France.
1690.
Okay.
France. Okay.
1690 France. It
Okay.
was called Hobby Horse in Scotland in 1840, pedals with it, and it became the first real bicycle. Today, there are twice as many bicycles as cars. There are over a billion bicycles in the world, with 100 million of them in China alone. In the US, almost 19 universities now have a campus bike program. Students check out the bikes to get around campus. This helps cut down on traffic, reduce pollution, and improve campus safety. But students need to remember the bikes still need to be locked.
Okay. To be locked. To be locked. Okay.
Mhm.
Now, but repeat this. Cut. Cut down.
Cut.
This helps cut down on traffic. Cut down on traffic. You understand?
Cut
And pollution. Pollution. Pollution.
pollution.
You understand? Cut
Pollution.
down the traffic. Cut down the traffic.
Yeah.
Cut down the traffic. No traffic. If you have a bike, no traffic. No problem. Okay.
Mhm.
Reduce, and it reduces pollution. You see? Okay. Any word you don't understanding here, or you have a problem apart from the pronunciation, but you don't have the meaning or the idea of what they mean, tell me. Any words? For example, do you understand this word? Twice as many bicycles as cars? Twice.
Twice is like interchange.
Twice means double. Double. Two times. Two times. Like multiplied by two. Twice. You understand? Today, there are twice, two times, 100%. 100%, as many bicycles as cars, twice, duplicate. If for every 10 cars, you have 20 bicycles. You understand? Twice.
Mhm.
Today there are 20, twice as many bicycles as cars. Twice as many means double, double, double cars, double bicycles and cars. It's a comparison. Comparison. You are comparing the numbers of cars with the numbers of bicycles, right? And you say,
And hobby horse. Hobby horse.
sorry?
What is hobby horse?
Okay, what do you mean by saying, what do you mean by saying, what is it?
Hobby horse in the second.
And the second you hobby horse. Okay, okay, so the first vehicle, the first vehicle similar to a bicycle was built in 1690 in France. It was called hobby horse. It would be like a horse because a bicycle is like a horse, which is a horse for hobby, for playing. It's a hobby horse. A hobby is like a
Okay.
recreational horse. If you say a recreational horse, it was called by people at the beginning. It was not called the bicycle. It was called a hobby horse. Hobby horse. It was the first name that the bicycle received in France was the hobby horse, right? It was in France, the hobby horse.
Okay.
It was the name of the bicycle in this year. The bicycles were not called bicycles. but they were called hobby horses. Hobby horses.
Okay.
The proper name of the bicycle, or the original name for the bicycle in France in the 15th in the 16th century, 17th, no, 17th century, in the 17th century. You understand? Okay, tell me,
Mhm.
is there another word that you don't understand here?
No, I understand it all, I think.
You understand? Okay, you understand it all. Let me delete all the notes here. Oh God, I switched to the. I was trying to drop out the notes, but I didn't do it. You know what I did? I'm going to delete the notes right now. The notes are deleted so that my book is not, I mean, scratched. Okay, now let's continue. What is the answer for the first question? Do people ride bicycles in Venezuela?
Yes.
Now, how many
Yes.
people, how about 25 years ago? 25 years ago. You don't know because you are only 14 years old. But 25 years ago, do you think there were more or less bicycles than now?
I think that they are they are more. I
There
think.
were more, but depending on the place, depending on the place, because nowadays, if you live in a town, if you live in a town, not in a city, there you can see probably more bicycles than cars. You understand? It depends on the place. If you live
Yeah.
in a town out of Caracas, out of Valencia, and you don't go to, but you go to San Joaquin, Mariara, you go to Mariara, probably there are more bicycles than cars in Mariara. You understand? First of all, because people are poor. People who are poor don't have much money. If they don't have much money, they're not going to have enough money for paying for for a car, but for a bicycle. You understand? So
Yes.
it depends on the place,
Yes.
in the country. It depends. Previously, probably there were more bicycles than cars.
Yes.
Now there are many cars. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Now, how do people travel nowadays, most of the time?
To a car
Mm,
or
most people travel by bus or by subway. Most people take buses than drive. Not many people drive, even though there are many cars, but most people take a subway or take the bus, right? Most people
mm-hmm.
don't ride a bike because of the long distances. Long distances. The cities are too
Oh,
big. You understand?
I
The
said
cities.
drive a car, no drive a bike.
Okay, you prefer to drive a car instead of riding a bike, of course, because you are sweating. If you're going to school, right? By the way, there is another reason, which is safety. For safety reasons, you know, safety is not safe to be riding a bike. It's dangerous. You know why it is dangerous? People can steal. I mean, people can steal your bike. Your bike could be stolen. And this is why people are not using so many bikes. You understand? There is another reason. Security. Bikes are not safe. Not safe. You may fall down. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
You can have an accident. This is why most people, well, prefer having a car. But if they cannot buy a car, they travel by bus or by train, by subway train. Okay. The bicycles are okay, but in small towns or small cities. not in big towns. You understand the idea? Well, it's my opinion. It's my opinion. Okay. Now, vocabulary, means of transportation or the transportation cost. How much does it cost to keep a car? Fair word. Do you know all of these words here? Look at these words. Circle the word in each item or event. Circle the word, only one word does not correspond, does not belong to the group. You see, 1, 2, 3, 4 words. Sidewalk, sidewalk, does not correspond to parking ticket, to insurance on car. Sidewalk is for pedestrians, but parking ticket, insurance on car corresponds to people who have own a car. You understand?
What is
Sidewalk
insurance?
insurance is what it's like a document you pay for 1 year in order to get the payment in case of accident of a car. The company is going to pay you for repairs for the car. That is insurance. The insurance is a compromise from a company to pay you if you have an accident in a car, if you crash your car and you have paid for insurance, you will not have to pay for the mechanic. The mechanic is going to fix your car, to repair your car in case of an accident, because the company, the insurance company, is going to pay. You understand? What is the
Yes.
translation into Spanish for insurance? Tell me, what is the translation into
Seguro.
Spanish? Huh? What is it?
Seguro.
Seguro. That's it. Okay,
Seguro.
insurance. Insurance has nothing to do with sidewalk. Do you know what a sidewalk is? What is sidewalk?
Como la acera por donde caminas.
Okay, it's the pavement where pedestrians walk. Okay, it's the pavement where pedestrians walk. The space. Okay, beside the street. Beside the street. People shouldn't walk on the streets. People should walk on the sidewalk or by the sidewalk, along the sidewalk. And people should cross the streets on the corner, right? Not in the middle, right? So you know what a sidewalk? Pedestrians have to walk on the sidewalk. Okay, what do you say about the first one? What is the word that does not correspond to this group? Tires,
What is tires?
expenses,
What is tires?
bicycle, tires. Okay, look at this. This is a tire. You see, tire, tires.
Okay.
A car has 4 tires. 1, 2, 3, 4 tires. Okay.
What is helmet?
Helmet. Motorcycle riders have to wear a helmet on their heads. On their heads. It's a security. It's a security for the motorcycle rider. Okay, it's a security issue. It's a security issue. A motorcycle rider has to wear. A motorcycle rider has to wear a helmet. Okay, now tell me, which is another word you don't understand in here?
I understand. In the second, I understand it all.
You understand it all? Okay, now tell me, which is the word that does not correspond to the group?
Helmet.
Helmet. Helmet does not correspond to the group. Why?
No. Because you don't have to to stay to have a helmet.
Where? You don't have to have a helmet. To wear a helmet when you ride a bicycle. You can
No,
wear a helmet when you ride a bicycle, and
you
you have
can.
tires from the bicycle. You know what the word is not correspond? What is the word that does not correspond? Which is the word?
Expense.
Expense. What is expense? What you have to pay.
Yes, expense is like something like is a big quantity of money.
The amount of money that you have to pay doesn't have to do with tires or bicycle or helmet. A bicycle rider can wear a helmet, right? A bicycle rider has to buy tires for her bike, okay? Because a bicycle has 2 tires, okay? So bicycle, helmet, and tires are one another. There is a relationship, but there is no relationship with expense, with the tires, bicycles, or helmet. You understand the idea? Okay.
Oh, I that for the bike you have to buy a tires, and a tires are expensive.
You have to spend the money. Okay, you have to spend money, but expense is what the amount of money that you pay, but you don't have to pay anything for the bicycle. Okay, you buy your bicycle. That's it. If you have a flat tire, you have to buy a tire. Okay, if you're going to ride a bicycle and you have to be secure, you have to be safe, you wear a helmet. But expense has nothing to do with a bicycle or helmet or tires. Okay,
Or
expense is
expensive,
not.
like Texas.
Sorry.
Like Texas. Huh?
Yeah, you have to pay taxes. You mean pay taxes?
No, I say the expense are like taxes.
You don't like? You
No,
don't like?
no. I say expense is like taxes.
Okay, expense is like taxes, but not necessarily exactly. If you have to pay taxes, you have expenses, okay? Expenses means the amount of money that you have to pay. That's part
Yeah.
of the expenses, part of the payments that you have to do, right? But it doesn't have any relationship with bicycle. For a bicycle, you have tires. For a bicycle rider, you have a helmet. There is a relationship, but there is no relationship between helmet and expenses, expense and bicycle, or tires and expense. There is no relation. Okay?
Okay.
Now, tell me, in number 3, debt, credit, loan, or job. What is the word that doesn't correspond, that doesn't belong?
What is the significance of loan?
The meaning, repeat it after me. What is the meaning of loan? The meaning of
What is
loan.
the meaning of loan?
Okay, I told you yesterday with Braulio, if you need money, you need money.
Oh, okay.
You remember when I took the bill,
Yeah.
I took a bill and
Yeah.
I told you, okay, imagine that you need 20 pesos, huh? You need 20 pesos. Okay, these are 20 pesos. You need 20 pesos. You need them. I lend them to you as a loan. A loan is this, the amount of money that you owe me. A loan is what I give you for when I lend money. I lend you money, you receive the money, This is my loan to you. What is it in Spanish if I tell you it's a loan? It's a loan because you need the money and you don't have the money. You borrow the money from me and I give you. You owe me the money. What is a loan? A loan that you have with
La deuda.
una deuda, that's a loan. Okay, a loan is a deuda. That's okay, very good. You have understood that. Very good. Now,
And what is a debt?
and what's a debt? Okay, a debt is what you have to pay. What you have to pay. A loan,
Deuda.
a loan is the amount of money that I give you. And the debt is what you have to pay. You have a debt with me. You have a debt because I lent you the money. I gave you the loan. You have a debt. You understand? It's similar. Loan and debt. They are relation, one another. They have a relationship, but there is no relation with another word. What is the word which has no relation? Is it credit? Is it job? Which one is it that there is no relation?
Credit.
No, it is not credit. Credit, when you ask for a credit, it means that you need money. This means that you need a loan and you have to pay the debt. So job has nothing to do, with this, okay? And I think the internet is failing right now. Thanks God, your classes getting to an end because a storm is coming. A storm. It's going to start raining here in Guadalajara right now. Now, ¿qué te acabo de decir? ¿Qué te acabo de decir?
Que puede ser que la clase se termine porque ya está viniendo como una tormenta. Pero igual a las 7:30 se termina la clase, ¿no?
Perdona. Empezamos a las 5, ¿no? Son las 6:30.
Empezamos a las 6.
Ahora, bueno, a las 6 horas de Venezuela, a las 5 horas de Guadalajara.
Sí.
Ya pasó 1:30. La cuestión es que no hubo interrupciones. There was no interruption. No hubo interrupciones. Tuvimos 1:30 de clase ininterrumpida, gracias a Dios. Pero ahora sí nos va a interrumpir porque ahorita hizo un relampagueo, se fue la luz momentánea. Gracias a Dios no se fue internet. Pero ahora sí se me va a internet con la próxima clase. Esperemos que no se vaya, porque tengo 2 horas más con chamo allá en Puerto Vallarta. Okay. Mira, vamos a terminar esto rapidito, ¿eh? Let's finish this. Okay. So, a job has nothing to do with a loan, a credit, and a debt.
Yeah.
Un empleo u ocupación no tiene nada que ver con un crédito, un préstamo y una deuda. Se parecen las palabras deuda y préstamo, ¿verdad? Sí se parecen y tienen que ver con el crédito. Estas están relacionadas, pero esta palabra de que empleo, ocupación u oficio no tiene nada que ver con esto. ¿Entiendes? Por eso dice que no corresponde. It doesn't belong. Y a propósito, cuando tú me preguntas, what is the significant? No, the meaning. Te lo voy a aclarar para que lo corrijas. What is the meaning? La palabra esa que mencionamos, que dijimos means, que tiene varios significados, significa significado, meaning en su gerundio. Okay? So, what's the meaning? Okay, let's finish number 4. Observe. Let's repeat. Repeat it for me, please. Repairs. Bus. Route. Public transportation. Which is the word or the expression or the phrase which doesn't correspond to the group?
Repairs.
Repairs? Okay,
Yes.
so public transportation has to do with bus. Route has to be with bus, but repairs have nothing to do. So repairs is the correct one. You're right. Okay, you understand? Okay, number 5. What do you say? Repeat it after me, please. Lend,
Land.
commute,
Commute. Commute.
borrow,
Borrow.
manage.
Manage.
Okay, which is the word that you don't understand here?
I don't know what is the meaning of borrow.
Borrow. Okay, borrow. Okay, you need money. Imagine you need money. Okay, you can borrow money from me. Okay, you can borrow money from me when you need money. I can lend you the money. I can lend you the money. You can borrow money from me. Borrow from, lend are opposite verbs. Opposite verbs. You understand? If I need money, I can borrow the money
It's
from
like
a friend.
us.
You ask,
It's like,
okay, very good.
yeah.
You ask for the money. When you ask for the money, you are borrowing money. When you give the money, you lend the money. Borrow is the opposite of lend. They have a relationship, right? There is a relationship, okay?
Okay.
Now, tell me, which other
Okay.
word you don't understand?
Commute.
Commute means transport, to transport from home to your work, from work to home, okay? How do you commute? By car, driving your car, taking the bus, taking the train, taking the subway, or riding your bike or motorbike? How do you commute? Commute means to transport from one place to another, especially when you're talking about the place where you work, okay? It's commute, commuting, or the place where you study, place where you study or place where you work, from home to school or from home to work or from work to home or from school to work, to home or to work. Commute is that relationship. Now, is there any relationship? Is there, you understand what manage means, don't you?
Manage is like manager.
Okay,
You
good.
manage
Which is,
money.
now, is the person,
I think the word that don't correspond is commute.
commute, does it have any relationship with the rest? So commute would be the correct one, which is incorrect to use commute with land or with manage or with borrow, because commute has nothing to do with this. You understand the idea? Okay,
Yeah.
and this is the way you are learning the new words, okay? Now, observe this. In order to finish this, because, well, are you in a hurry? Observe
No.
this. No? Now choose two words. Now you choose two words from each item or from each item. From each item. You have 1, 2, 3. Okay? From each item and use them in a sentence like this. I bought a new car, but then I couldn't afford the insurance. I bought a new car, but then I couldn't afford the insurance. You understand? I couldn't pay the insurance. Okay, can you do the same with parking ticket? And what is this here? What is this here? Okay, now, what do you say here?
I drive to a cinema and I have to to pay a parking ticket.
Okay, I am going to drive to the cinema, so I'm going to pay for the parking ticket. Okay, it's okay. You have to pay for the parking ticket, okay? But you can also say, what do you say about this?
How I say estacionar?
Park, park, like this.
Park, okay, park. I park in a place and I have to pay a parking ticket.
Okay, you can say, I cannot park in some places, but if I cannot park here, I can go to the parking station or to the parking place so that I can pay for the ticket. But in this case, if you have a parking place or parking slot, you say a parking place. If you have parking place in front of the shopping mall, say you can park your, right?
Yeah.
Right? You can say, I didn't have to pay for the parking ticket because I parked my car in front of the shop or in front of the store, okay? Or in front of a restaurant. And it was reserved
Yes.
for me. There is a reservation for me in front of the shop. You understand? Of the store. You can choose two words from each item, huh, and use them in a sentence like this, okay? In this case, we use insurance policy and the car, right? I bought a new car, but then I couldn't afford the insurance. Okay, in this case, I went to the store. I went to the store, right? But I couldn't park my car in front of a store, right? In the other case, you say, uh, I went to the parking place. I went to the garage. I went to the garage, but I didn't have enough money for paying the parking ticket. Oh my goodness. Or I didn't pay for the parking ticket, right? And I have a fine because I parked my car in front of in the street, on a yellow line. Bueno, tú te pones a inventar cosas aquí de las situaciones que estás presentando.
Okay.
¿Ok? Bueno, mira, vamos a dejarlo hasta allí porque ya te está haciendo tarde. ¿Ok? It's late for me and late for you. ¿Ok? So, let's stop sharing the image here, and let's